Well, hello and welcome back to some more campfire on the YouTube side with an adventure game. We're gonna go ahead and try to see if we can finish this game out. I'm hoping I didn't get almost to the end and get there. Oh. I don't have a shadow. Hold on a second. There we go. Now we have a shadow. All right. All right. So now we are trying to I don't remember exactly what the goal is, but I do remember that we were getting shunned out because of the.
I have to convince her that she's not acting in Ivo's best interest. She doesn't want to damage her daughter or cause her unnecessary pain. When we found out how the Oracle knew so much about the world, we had a laugh sitting on mirrors with our trousers down. We had to stop doing it when he started making intentionally wrong prophecies. It looks like she's asleep. But her father said it's more than just sleep. Time's standing still for her. Her mother could leave her in this state for months or even years. I have to wake her up. She doesn't deserve this, despite everything that's happened. It looks like she's asleep. But her father said it's more. Bob said that only she can wake Ivo up, and no one can force her.
All right, what do we have in inventory? We have one thing in inventory. Well, we might have more. What do you have? Okay. You can change colors. And then a wooden plank. Let's just give it to him for now. Oh, that's not how I do it. Okay, I have to be in the area. Wrong kind of game. Just a wooden plank, though, huh?
The top hat might have been a present from a kobold delegation. Although, it's a bit too big for that. The top hat might have...
Okay. Ooh. I only recognize two of those swords.
Lorem ipsum. Lorem ipsum. I don't want to assume that they don't have a book on it here, but even if they do, it won't mention where it is. Explorers and treasure hunters have been looking for the city for centuries. I've only had dealings with a dragon once. The deer thing wasn't really all there, and completely harmless.
Yeah.
I've never really understood why it's all right to cut off dragons' heads. Dragons are rational beings, not a nice tradition. Lorem ipsum. I don't want to assume that they... Explorers... Away we go.
Oh. Oh.
The wildlands aren't that wild anymore since the Earth Gnomes took over the Archwitch's tower. But there's still a lot of evil vermin lurking around in the surrounding countries. That's the desert where Lorem Ipsum must be. Wait a minute. I must have a more detailed map of the area somewhere here. That's the old oasis of Bremen. Ivo's father set off westwards from this town and reached Lorem Ipsum at some point. The problem is, I don't know how far west of Bremen the ruins are. The area is large, and if I'm unlucky, the ruins are completely covered in sand. I have to reduce the search area somehow. The desert isn't all sand. There are stony mountains, gorges, and salt lakes. The one thing they have in common is that it's darn hot. Cast off.
Stop this thing.
Nope, me neither. I think we all know who's responsible for that.
Put it up.
You stay here. Prepare the cannons and be ready to rescue me if necessary.
That's all, Luca.
I don't know where I went.
Give me the damned elf immediately!
There's no damned elf here. Get lost.
It's a powerful kid's magic that can force grown men to sit at tiny tables and pretend they like tea. Fortunately, I'm immune. When Ivo told me about Seastone, I could hardly believe it. Even if the power of the brat's sorcerer grandpa is concentrated in the wand, where did he get all the power from? Lady Van Buren, I assume.
Yes? Who are you? What do you want?
This is my first day here, on my internship.
Internship?
A 6-month unpaid internship to get a taste of the daily ins and outs of pirating. I want to be a pirate.
There's no one here anymore. Apart from that damned red pirate and the elf he's hiding.
Elf? What elf?
A thieving elf! She robbed me while I had to deal with the rest of her kind.
You've been to Elfborough? I heard it's supposed to be very pretty at this time of year.
We couldn't get in. Protective charms that not even my little darling could do anything about.
What a shame.
And then I go back home and find I've been robbed by that damned elf and her mob. They will suffer the consequences.
And you're sure the elf's here?
Of course. She flew here from Seastone on a magic hippogriff. We followed her trail to here, and there are no indications that the hippogriff has flown on.
You seem to have considerable magical power at your command, madam. Why don't you just magic the elf out of there?
If it were really so simple, do you really think I'd be wasting my precious time here?
It was a
That
question.
red scoundrel threatened us! Us! He has a magic weapon in there! Ancient, divine magic which even my Chantal can't do anything against.
Perhaps I could go in there and talk to the red pirate. I'm an intern. I'm dispensable.
That's true. And every hour that I waste here prevents me from taking care of the transformation of the country. Go in. Convince that old scoundrel.
What you've done with this island is very impressive, Lady Van Buren. Just like in Seastone, you and your daughter are a real asset to this land.
Thank you very much. Politicians so seldom receive the thanks that's due to them. One works tirelessly for years on end for oneself and one's friends. And do the electorate thank you for it? No.
Sad. Very sad. Then I may take my leave, Lady Van Buren?
Yes, yes.
Stop! Stop right there!
Whoa, whoa, easy does it. Put that thing away.
Nate? Have you seen what they've done to my island?
Let me guess. You've redecorated, so the pirates that fled come back.
Oh, it was that little brat and her mother. Turned up here saying I should hand over the elf.
And you explained politely that the elf is no longer here and that unfortunately you can't, as such, be of no help.
I kicked them out. Then they started transforming my island. They would have got me too if I didn't have the head.
I see you were at least able to rescue the statues.
Statues? They're my friends. Tell him. Friends? I brought them in here long before them witches came. A man shouldn't be alone. Isn't that right, Martha? Right.
Yeah. I've even heard of people who went mad because they had no one to talk to.
Can't happen to me. I've got friends and things that are on the up. Friends?
I'm here because I need the spirit compass.
What? Not because you missed my company?
And because I've missed your company, but mainly the compass. A friend of mine won't find their way out of the realm of the dead without it.
I don't care about that. It's my compass. Right, Pierre? Right. You see?
Van Buren's convinced that Ivo's still here. I'm supposed to persuade you to hand her over.
I'd do that at a drop of a hat. That elf is in league with dark forces. She was trying to drive me crazy. Do you hear what she said about the invisible force that determines what we do?
Van Buren isn't going to believe that Ivo's not here.
You've got to get that old bag off my island, Nate. You have to.
How about I get Van Buren off the island, and in return you lend me the compass? You'll get it back in one piece.
You get rid of them both, mother and daughter.
That's the deal.
William, what do you say? It's stew today. Ah, good old Bill. All you ever think of is food. All right, Nate. If you get those two monstrosities off my island, I'll lend you the compass for a day.
For a day.
Deal!
I think it should be more than a day, but alright.
I've got to go.
See you later. See you later!
Few books are consulted for words of wisdom as often as this one, but I think they rarely help. The poor bird looks quite stressed out. I would be too if I was the one-man entertainer for a lunatic with a Medusa head. The spirit compass. It can show the Archmage the way out of the spirit world. Those aren't really friends of the Red Pirate. If they were, they'd have drawn his attention to the fact that he's completely lost his mind.
I mean, they might be friends, they're just, stone now.
Perhaps Old Red's friends can persuade him to give me the compass. I'd better not. Old Red would notice if I moved the statue.
About this one.
I knew William. He doesn't talk as much now he's a statue. He doesn't suffer from BO anymore.
I guess that's a plus.
The bird doesn't sound anything like William. But if Old Red can accept that William is now a statue, he's hardly going to care about his new voice. I knew William. I wonder. You should give Nate the compass. Ah!
Huh? Nate, was that you?
No.
Liar! Liar! I mean, no liar! Ah!
I can see it's you, Nate. Imitating other people. You inflated barn cake.
Scandal! Scandal! Ah! Ah! It's me again! Ah!
What are you doing, Nate? Just stop it, will you?
Stop it! Ah!
The ape has got nothing to match the Van Buren's magic. But he could easily take me out if I try to steal the compass.
Alright.
Not much escaped the brat's magic. This hammer is one of the lucky few.
And we'll take it.
Colorful cloths. They don't seem to fulfill any purpose, apart from being colorful.
Just one more piece! Just one more little piece and you've done it!
Hey, Eyes!
Nate, nice to see you again.
Come on! Knowing you, you never lost sight of me.
Your life wasn't so boring over the past few years, I must admit. Good season.
I half expected to find you transformed into a huge ball of fluff with big goggle eyes.
The council leader and the charming Chantal are concentrating their attention on the palace. Fortunately.
I guess you also wander off the island as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. I like tragedies, but I've never wanted to be in one.
Know why I'm here?
Of course, Princess Ivo. Look at her. Isn't it sad? An elf in the prime of her life, sleeping away her best years.
I'm going to prevent that from happening.
And I hope you're successful. This is more boring than watching the cricket.
Ivo's pregnancy. Do you know who... you know?
Ivo said you weren't the father, but if not you, who?
I'm not the Oracle with 100 eyes. How should I know who it is?
Eyes that are blind if there's no reflective surface nearby. Ivo seemed very surprised by the news herself. She spoke of a curse that might have struck her.
A curse. Yeah, sure. Ivo's father said I can't rescue Ivo against her mother's will.
That would be a bad idea. Although I'd like to see what would happen if you tried.
So how can I convince Ivo's mother that she's not acting in her daughter's best interests?
Isn't she? The future's in constant flux. Even I can't see it clearly in my mirrors. A powerful priestess like her might be able to see more, but clearly she doesn't want to.
She thinks Ivo's thrown her life away, and she thinks it's impossible that she could be happy with a child, or with me.
A difficult task that you do. Come on, number 3! Run! Come on! Yes! Sundancer won!
Can I have that mirror?
Of course not!
I could always keep an eye on Ivo with it, and maybe it'll come in useful some other way.
It's already useful. It means I can see what happens next in the story. Anyway, I've never given any of my mirrors away. They are rare collector's items.
You collect mirrors? Rewind. Delete. Stupid question. I gotta go.
Yes, go! Henceforth!
I don't think I got anything new of that.
That's wrong. Impressive, but wrong. That's some transformation. There must be powerful magic at work.
Oh, wait, that was where I was just at. Wait.
Some mirrors show different scenes the whole time, others always show the same.
The connection between two mirrors is sometimes stronger and sometimes weaker. This one here has a particularly strong connection to the mirror in Ivo's room. Just look how clear the picture is.
Some happy children playing in a garden. Ivo's mother refuses to believe that Ivo's children could have a happy future too. Who cares if the future queen has an illegitimate child? Well, apart from me.
I mean, it would still be an illegitimate child. You're not married yet.
About the mirror.
Just a second, something exciting's happening. I can't miss this.
Oh, good gods. About the mirror.
Just
Oh, good gods.
Just take it anyways.
Thousands of lives are taking place behind these mirrors. Tragedies, comedies, and quite a lot of everyday life.
Hmm.
An unhealthy, artificial-looking, oversweet, fatty parody of a foodstuff. Wonderful. Hello there.
What do you want? Go away!
I'm Nate. You're the council leader Van Buren's daughter, right?
Uh-huh. And you are not invited to my party.
A tea party, huh?
Exactly like in my book. I'm celebrating my birthday. I've got a table, tea, and lovely things to eat, and any minute now the guests will arrive. The Mad Hatter and the White Rabbit. And then I'll get presents.
And this Hatter and Rabbit? Will you make them appear by magic?
No, I can only change things. They will come here. I've done everything exactly the same as in my book, so they've gotta come. I always get very angry if I don't get exactly what I want.
Okay.
And they all have to bring me presents, and when the Hatter and the White Rabbit are there, then Mommy has to come over as well. Right, Mommy?
What, sweetie?
When the other guests have arrived, then you'll come over too and give me an unbirthday present, right?
Of course, my sweet. As soon as a Mad Hatter and a White Rabbit appear, then I'll give you the most super-duper present ever.
Ha! Did you hear that? The biggest, bestest present ever!
Who is this Mad Hatter you're expecting?
He's a Hatter, and he's mad.
Uh-huh. And what is it that makes him a Hatter? And And what makes him so mad?
The mercury.
He wears a top hat and a colorful neckerchief, and I'm not sure why he's mad, but he is.
I see. A white rabbit at a tea party? Curious.
You think?
Yeah, and perhaps you should give him a watch if he doesn't turn up soon.
No, my guests have to give me a present.
I'd love to be a guest at your tea party.
Ew, you can't come. You aren't a Mad Hatter, and you're not a white rabbit either. And you're a boy, and ugly.
Now listen here.
I can make you pretty.
Thank you, but that's not necessary. I've got to go.
Yes? Otherwise you'll scare my guests away.
Alright, there's some information.
Away we go. Cast off.
Okay, so now that I'm looking for something with a hat, can I pick the... Yes, perfect.
A green top hat. It should be useful. Green top hats always are.
I doubt all we need is a hat, but let's see if that works. That's the closest to white I'm gonna get.
Hey, Critter.
Huh?
Forget it.
Look, look.
Away we go. Cast off. Hello. I'm the Hatter. The Mad Hatter.
Just like in my book. Are you really mad?
Sure, completely insane. I think you're a revolting...
You must be really mad if you're making fun of me. Have you got a present for me, too?
And what kind of presents would you like?
Good ones. Anyone wishing to come to my birthday party must give me a good present.
And what is a good present?
I like sweet and fluffy animals. I like things for girls. And I like fairy tales.
Alright, so we passed as a Mad Hatter.
Away we go. Cast off.
Alright, is it possible to take this thing? No, I didn't think so. That would have been too simple.
Away we go. After everything Ivo told me, Seastone is a no-go at the moment. Better that we're not seen there without the Archmage. His human version, I mean. I met Critter in the Northlands. Nice people up there. Penguins, mainly. Wilbur comes from around there. Mainly just dwarves and gnomes live there. The White Ridge Mountains are too cold for humans. Go over into the garden. There are plants and fruit there if you're hungry. Don't fancy greens, huh?
Does the hippogriff count?
Boo.
Hey,
Away
it's
we go.
Debbie.
Hey, passenger.
How's it going?
I just
Good.
kind of woke up.
Well, good morning, sunshine.
Don't even.
The earth says hello. Taunt me with a don't even. Let's see how you are.
Well,
I saw this map and thought the world opened up a lot, and I can only go to like 2 places right now.
Away we go.
I was like, oh, thank God, I don't have that many places that I have to visit. Just 2.
Cast off.
what is this?
Book of Unwritten Tales 2. Just trying to finish it off. Okay. Alright. We talk to the hippogriff first.
Are you still hungry? We should do something about that. Mary and me like a bit of banter. She says I haven't got a clue about flying airships, and that we only stay in the air because she ignores my commands. Ha! Hey, Mary.
Captain Nate?
What's our course, helmsman? Woman? Ship?
We are at anchor in the harbor and don't have a course.
Oh, play along. You know I like all that nautical stuff.
Course set 2456 degrees north-south, Captain.
Very good. Keep course.
Yes, sir, Captain.
Ivo's mother. She's simply switched her off. How dare she?
Switched her off?
Magic elven stuff. If I could, I'd go up there and...
You are not a fighter, Captain Nate. You are... No, wait a moment, you're not really a thinker either. What exactly are you?
A doer, Mary. A doer. It looks as if we'll be off on our next adventure soon, Mary. Lorem Ipsum, the Lost Desert City.
I'll travel to the end of the world with you, but I'm driving.
All right. Let me know if there's a problem.
And then?
The Red Pirate kept asking me again and again about his costumes when I was drinking with him. I didn't have the heart to tell him we used some of them as oil rags. Wasn't there a... Ah, there. The rabbit costume.
Okay, that resolves that.
I vote tidied up here when we flew back from the Wildlands. At least that's what she called it. In reality, all she did was bring confusing order to my orderly disorder. Navigation isn't a complicated science. I choose a place on the map I'd like to fly to, then I tell the Mary the name of the place and she flies me there. I don't know why other people find it so difficult. A pile of maps, diaries, travelogues and stuff. I was looking for things that promise eternal life. The Holy Grail, the Philosopher's Stone, the Fountain of Youth, that kind of thing. Harder to find than you'd think. That's why I had the idea with the Djinn. At least I knew where to look for him. Provisions are low. If we sail around much longer, we'll have to get supplies from somewhere, or Critter will have to eat less. The Mary consumes huge amounts of coal, for the oven, but primarily for the steam engine. The Miners Guild promised to give me free coal for the Mary for the rest of my life at the end of the war. When I reminded them, a rather grim-faced dwarf said that the whole thing was meant to be symbolic. Many promises were made in the rush of victory and later not kept. Tinned peaches. Oh, empty. We haven't got a present for that brat yet, and I don't want to see Critter in drag for any longer than necessary. Metal cans. The dwarves invented them to keep perishable foods fresh for longer.
Hey, what are you doing there?
I'm, admiring the fine delicacies.
Those aren't for you. They're for my guests. If you want to take part, I'm gonna have to make you pretty first.
No, that's all right. I'll keep my hands off your guests' food.
Can Critter do it? Is he classified as cute?
Wait! Escuchas con la labor. Escuchas. Wait! Escuchas con la labor.
Okay. Everything's so pink stuffy.
Wait! Escuchas con la labor. Mounts, fats. Hello.
Ah!
still hungry?
Nah.
We should do something about that. Hey, Critter. You take over for a bit. I've got some thinking to do.
Okay, now can I get off the boat? No.
Hi.
Oh, Hatter! Have you got a present for me?
I hereby present you with the insight that life isn't about receiving presents.
Say what? That isn't a present, stupid. I want a real present.
Yes, but you see,
Whatever. My mommy's gonna give me a real big present.
yes, but
I want a present.
a present! Of course! As unhealthy and delicious as it might look, I'm not going to risk being transformed for it.
Hey, passenger.
Lady Van Buren,
Yeah, what's up?
Yes.
Your bear is doing something weird.
It is.
It was. 'Cause
Oh.
I'm listening to you.
I've spoken to the Red Pirate. He says the elf fled before you
I-
even
I
arrived.
noticed you
Of
wasn't
course he
talking,
says that.
But your bear
But
was
he's
doing something
hiding
weird.
Oh,
her.
he does
I
that.
haven't seen her anywhere.
It's a lot because
Then you
I have
haven't
the
looked
room
properly
very
enough.
dark, and it's
I
having a
want
little bit
that
of trouble
elf.
with,
Bring
seeing
her
my
to
face.
me.
Then I may take my leave, Lady Van Buren?
Yes, yes.
I'm just here watching.
Can I just tell the hippogriff there's candy here?
Looks kind of ceremonial, but there's no reason why it can't be used as a normal hammer. When the Mary belonged to the Red Pirate, he didn't just use her for pleasure trips. They did some work now and again, as this cage proves. One of my goals in life is to never be a prisoner in my own cage again. Some gnome engineers wanted to fine-tune Mary in appreciation of our victory against Mortroga. But Mary doesn't like gadgets, and I'm happy with her the way she is. When I first got the Mary, I understood absolutely nothing about her mechanics. Now I understand at least twice as much.
Well, knowing nothing is twice as much as knowing nothing.
The last time I used this thing, I blew a bounty hunter out of the sky. Nonetheless, Critter and I prefer to avoid a fight if we can and rely on our brains and good looks. Away we go.
Wait,
Only the
Maybe-
best captains are already in the right place before.
maybe the red captain has something. Maybe the red captain has something.
Hello?
Aye? Where have they gone?
I've got to go.
See you later.
See you later.
The Medusa head is the only thing keeping Van Buren out. No one in their right mind picks a fight with old magic like that. Neither does Van Buren. A straight thin reed. I'd better not. Old Red would notice if I moved the statue. Hello?
Yes? What is it?
I gotta go.
Yes, go! Henceforth!
That's the third biggest flower I've ever seen. The flower is too pretty and smells too good to just be left alone. The Mary tried to teach me some knots. I think she likes passing on her knowledge to me. She said she'll try and teach pigs to fly next. A huge flower. It's giving off an absolutely disgustingly sweet smell. A huge flower. It's giving off an absolutely disgustingly sweet smell. I like Critter, but I don't want to pick out curtains or anything. Away we go. Cast off. I've never been very interested in plants, but there are things in this garden I've never seen anywhere else. Those two plants there, for example, it looks as though they're strangling one another. I have to convince her that... Hey, Bob.
What's up?
I eavesdropped on the Queen. She never told Ivo what happened, right?
What happened? You just disappeared one night.
It was all your wife's fault. She hexed me. I was going to propose to Ivo. The Queen intercepted me and whispered something in my ear.
Her words would have just washed over you had they not found something which they were able to catch hold of.
I thought long and hard about whether I should propose to Ivo. I loved her, but I also loved my freedom.
Gods and the wise call that getting cold feet.
So she could manipulate me because of my feet?
She magnified your doubts and let you lose sight of what was really important. Your love for Ivo.
But I didn't want her to have to watch me die. And I certainly didn't want her to come with me out into the world and grow old and die herself.
Would it have not been up to my daughter what sacrifices she would be willing to make for you? She is, after all, the more intelligent one.
After I left the Elfborough, my head still told me I'd done the right thing. I wouldn't condemn Ivo to a life with me, and a goodbye would have been too painful for both of us.
But your heart told you that you were a fool.
Later, I thought I'd found a solution. I'd find a way to live forever. Then I could marry Ivo and we'd never be separated.
Your heart was right. You are a fool.
Take care, Bob.
We will meet again, just like the hippopotamus feels a rainbow.
When your girlfriend's mother is an elf priestess and you want to make a good impression, you shouldn't call this a swimming pool in front of her. But I meant it in a good way. I even invited her and Ivo's father to join us.
Can I get that water in the can? No.
The Queen must have ordered the sentries to let the Mary pass. So long as she doesn't give any orders to the contrary, we should be able to enter and leave the woodland realm at any time. waited for ages until Ivo's mother finally left the palace. Then it was pool time. Critter and me cannonballed in from the balcony. Ivo was torn between outrage and laughter. No trace of arbor, but he left this ball of string lying here. Perhaps he was going to tie up bushes with it or something. Shorty won't mind, I think. A fishing rod? Nah, too obvious. I remember that from my childhood. You connect the cans with a string and can talk to someone across several meters, just like you could without the cans. You can hear in one can what someone else says into the other can. It's a distance communicator. Away we go. Cast off. Unfortunately, I'd have to hold the string tight for my voice to come out of the tin, and it would also be too quiet. Otherwise, I could talk as William without having to stand behind him.
What's the problems?
Unfortunately, I'd have to hold the string tight for my voice to come out of the tin, and it would also be too quiet. Otherwise, I could talk as William without having to stand behind him.
Yes? What is it?
I gotta go.
Yes, go! Henceforth!
You can hear in one can what someone else says into the other can. It's a distance communicator. Nope, I don't need to moor the Mary. She holds her position herself. All right then. That's the old oasis of Bremen. Ivo's father set off westwards from this town and reached Lorem Ipsum at some point. The problem is, I don't know how far west of Bremen the ruins are. The area is large, and if I'm unlucky, the ruins are completely covered in... Wasn't there a book on Lorem Ipsum here? That's it. A notebook with some notes on the lost city of Lorem Ipsum. This is the famous travelogue that reports on the city Lorem Ipsum in a forgotten language. Scholars claim it speaks of life in the city and of huge wealth, the main reason that this text is so well known all around the world. What's this? The author seems to assign great meaning to these hieroglyphs. If only I could read them. Why didn't the people back then just write under the pictures what they were supposed to mean? Lorem ipsum dolor sit emet, insectatur adipicici delit, sed eismod tempor insedunt ut labor et dolore magna aliqua, ut enim ad minim veniam quis nostrud exercitation ulamco laboris nisi ut aliquid ex ei commodi consequat, and so on. For me, this is just a string of meaningless words. People always think that pirates don't care about their appearance. But that's not true. We're just as sensitive as everyone else when it comes to what we look like. You finally managed to get a good beard going. Then people say you looked better without. I've seen alchemic lab benches and building sites with less stuff than this dressing table. I should be able to find something useful for dressing up here. White powder, for example. Anything else? Perfume atomizer. Empty, unfortunately. Nah, nothing of use. An atomizer for perfume and eau de toilet. It didn't survive a day on board with Critter. That would be quite funny, but this is not the right time. An atomizer for perfume and eau de toilet. It didn't survive a day on board with Critter. Away we go. Cast off.
Gastolf. Oh, no, that's not where
Hey, Bob.
Alright, can he
What's
translate it?
I found this text about lorem ipsum, written in a foreign language.
I don't understand that language. I only understand the language of nature. And English for some strange reason.
Take care, Bob.
We will meet again, just like the hippopotamus feels a rainbow.
I could atomize water, but that alone won't help me. Critter attacked this beehive one night. He claims to this day that it was the sweetest triumph of his life. But it was 3 days before the swelling from the bee stings went down. A huge flower. It's giving off an absolutely disgustingly sweet smell. Away we go. Cast off. The ape has got nothing to match the Van Buren's magic. He could... Old Red isn't a fighter. Otherwise, he'd storm out with the head and transform the Van Burens before they get him. I guess he thinks the safest way for him is just to wait. Hi.
Oh, Hatter! Have you got a present for me?
I've got a great gadget for you. A magical communicator.
A what?
If you pull the string tight and someone speaks into the tin at one end, you can hear what he says at the other end.
That's completely lame! If you want something, then you could just scream loudly for it.
But it's not lame.
It is! And totally impractical, with all those cables and all. Huh. Now it'll work without the stupid cable.
Even better.
Say what? That isn't a present! I want a real present! Something that I can hold!
I'm just getting your present.
I'm not confused at all, but okay. Take it.
Give Nate the compass, Bird Brain.
Did you say that?
Huh? I'm over here.
Be careful what you say, William.
What? William's dead. I'm talking to you. Ah! What? I've had enough of you and this whole charade. Give Nate what he needs and let me go. Ah!
You ungrateful tit! I told you you're only to speak when I ask you something.
What? No one listens to you, fatty. Ah!
Fatty? What? I won't be insulted by a feathered mongrel. One more word.
And what, bird brain? Ah!
Oh, just you wait. No, come back. Come back. Who's gonna talk to me now?
Hello?
Aye. Have they gone?
I've gotta go.
See you later.
I'd better not. Oh. I only have to get rid of the Van Burens, then I get the compass. Sounds simple.
Right.
I'd better not.
Where'd that bird go off to? It wouldn't be a stream without me accidentally opening up the main menu.
If these things could transmit voices over large distances without the string, the possible uses would be tremendous. You could contact people you didn't know and pretend to be someone else. Or you could call them up during mealtime in order to sell them something. Green top hat. It should be useful. Green top hats always are. A huge flower. It's giving off an absolutely disgustingly sweet smell. I could atomize water, but that alone won't help me. A fine white powder. It's used to make wigs white and to create mischief. If these things could transmit voices over large distances without the string, the possible uses would be tremendous. You could contact people you didn't know and pretend to be someone else. Or you could call them up during mealtime in order to sell them something. A notebook with some notes on the lost city of Lorem Ipsum. Most of the communication between a captain and his ship's nonverbal. We'll leave it at that for now. Most of the communication between a captain and his ship's nonverbal. We'll leave it at that for now.
Where am I button? There.
I like looking for lost things and solving long-hidden secrets. It's not really honest piracy, but Critter and I just want to be treasure hunters. I could atomize water, but that alone won't help me. If these things could you could come, or you could... A huge flower. It's giving off an absolutely disgustingly sweet smell. Thank you. A heavy plank of wood. Not very long, but quite fat. Just like the Mary. Violence is never the solution. In my experience, the absurd combination of bizarre objects is the solution. Always.
Hmm. There's a bird.
I think the parrot is happy not having to play the one-man entertainer in the madhouse anymore. Hey there, little fella. Come down here. I think the parrot is happy not having to play the one-man... Hey there, little fella. Come down here.
You got me fired.
A skimpy rabbit costume. Nice.
Mm-hmm. And feed the flower to a pulp.
Wait! Qu'est-ce que tu coule là-bas? Mary! Noxic! Mary! Noxic!
We won't leave the ship. Did he cast off without him?
Wait!
Not without him.
Vite! Couscous, pour la bon.
Nope, I don't need to moor the Mary. She holds her position herself. Are you still hungry?
Nah.
We should do something about that. Are you still hungry?
Nah.
We should do.
Hmm. Well, let's see what we got going. How long have we been doing this?
$94.
94 minutes? Okay. I'll try to give it another half an hour then. I seem to be stuck. Feel like it's something stupid because it's like I have to. She wants a Mad Hatter party. I can dress up as a Mad Hatter. I can dress up Critter as the rabbit. But she wants a gift. And I have a feeling that that gift is going to be the hippogriff. But I have to convince the hippogriff to eat something. Which is probably this candy. He won't touch the candy. Because she'll transform her. Or if she'll try to transform him and he doesn't want to do that.
Hi.
Oh, Hatter!
I am.
Okay.
The brat's keeping a watchful eye on the little snack for her guests. I won't get anywhere near it as long as she's here. Hello?
Why? Have they gone?
Our deal stands?
Aye. You chase those two horrors off my island, and I'll lend you the spirit compass.
That's what I wanted to hear. I've got to go.
See you later.
Perhaps old Red's friends can persuade him to give me the compass. There's a saying about people who bring knives to gunfights, and I don't even have a knife. There's a saying. A heavy plank of wood. Not very long, but quite fat. Just like the Mary.
Maybe the brain of something?
Hello?
Yes? What is it?
I gotta go.
Yes!
No.
Go.
The author of this diary never found the city, so I don't know if this picture of the city is born of his fantasy or if it's based on descriptions. About the mirror.
Just a second. Something exciting's happening. I can't miss this.
Oh, good gods. Some happy children playing in a garden. Ivo's mother, who cares if the future queen has an illegitimate child? A notebook with some notes on the lost city of Lorem Ipsum. A green top hat. It should be useful. Green top hats always are. A straight thin reed. The lady wants Ivo, and she won't leave until she has her. The fewer times I address her empty-handed, the better. Away we go. Cast off. wonder whether... Here. That's what I was looking for. The book describes what the symbols mean. The first one is... a kind of angular stone? Gemstones, jewels. That's a promising start. The second symbol... Desert. Yeah, makes sense. The city is somewhere in the Umzu Desert. Next. Feet? What have feet got to do with it? Can you only reach the city by foot? The next symbol... 3. 3 feet. That's unusual. Perhaps the last symbol will make it clear. Mountains. Jewels, desert, mountains. The jewel of the desert at the foot of the 3 mountains. That's it. Lorem Ipsum. The city with roofs of gold is the jewel of the desert, and it lies at the foot of 3 mountains. And these 3 mountains must be west of Bremen. That should be easy to find.
All right.
3 mountains west of Bremen. I bet Critter's next meal that the jewel of the desert is at the foot of these mountains. I'll mark the place on the big map. There hasn't been an airship visiting Lorem Ipsum for centuries, perhaps millennia, if ever. Time to pay a call to the old city. That must be it, Lorem Ipsum. And it looks like someone has already dug it up for us.
Put it up.
A mummy with a small spade. I wonder.
Mortimer.
No, I'm Nate. That's Critter.
Hello.
But I seek Mortimer.
Here? Under the sand?
Why aren't you Mortimer?
I, don't know. Who are you?
I am... Isn't the question more, who are you?
I'm Nate, like I already said.
So you are neither Mortimer, nor that elf who was pretending to be Mortimer.
That... Yes, I can confirm that.
So many people. I can't possibly remember all these names. I will call you... Nate.
Good.
I can live with that. Who is this Mortimer you're looking for?
Mortimer fetched me out of the darkness many years ago. I lived with him until he disappeared.
And now you're looking for him here?
Looking for whom?
That Mortimer.
You've seen him. I've been looking for him everywhere.
Don't tell me you dug this huge hole.
All right.
I mean, why did you dig it?
I'm not meant to say.
You can tell me. What's the hole all about?
Yes, about that. Why did you dig it?
I didn't. You did.
Of course. I wanted to go home.
So you're from Lorem Ipsum.
Yes. It must be here somewhere.
Have you had a look around?
Ah! Lorem Ipsum! What a coincidence! I was born here, you know.
What can you tell me about Lorem Ipsum? What was life here like?
Oh, wonderful. We've always had good weather. We built the most beautiful temples with the most fiendish traps. Sold them all around the world and made a lot of money from that.
You sold temples with built-in traps?
of course. Walls that suddenly come together and squash any intruder. Invented here in Lorem Ipsum. We had breeding programs for scorpions and tarantulas. And we issued a 3,000-year guarantee for our traps.
That means your traps could still work today?
Traps? What traps?
I'm looking for a book.
I've seen one lying on Mortimer's desk.
I'm looking for a particular book. The Book of the Dead.
Oh, but that's just a legend. That book apparently explains how one can bestow everlasting life on people by wrapping them up in gauze bandages.
Assuming it wasn't a legend, where would the Book of the Dead be hidden?
Ah, the Book of the Dead. Some say it is mere legend, but I have seen it many times. It was put into the tomb of the last pharaoh of Lorem Ipsum, the mad Tut-Tut.
And this Tut-Tut, where is he buried?
He is lying under a mighty pyramid, just like that one over there. Actually, now that I think about it, it's exactly like the one over there. What do you think? Why would someone put a pyramid here that looks exactly the same as Tut-Tut's?
How do you get into Tut-Tut's pyramid?
Who is Tut-Tut? And what's this pyramid you're talking about?
Oh, jeez.
Ah, forget it.
What should I forget?
Don't mummies have their brains removed during embalmment?
That's funny. I could swear that I've heard that question somewhere before.
I bet. I've got to go. And you? You might want to get out of this sun for a couple of hours.
I've not got time for breaks. I'm looking for a pyramid. It must be here somewhere.
A semicircular depression.
Wow, that's
There are
funny.
lines and numbers carved into the stone on the inside. Perhaps some kind of calculation? Or something religious? No idea what that is. I can't imagine the whole pyramid was covered in sand. In that case, all this must have been more than 100 meters under the floor of the desert. An obelisk. It must have been lying in the sand for millennia, like everything else. I found a very similar stone head in the Northlands and took it with me. But there's no way it could be from the same stonemasons. We're thousands of miles from the Northlands. The sand has protected the statues over the millennia. If they'd been exposed to the wind, there'd be nothing left of them but sand. According to legend, Lorem Ipsum had golden roofs. I can only see a pile of old stones. The whole slab is covered with characters. Hieroglyphs, something that looks like Old Dwarvish, and normal letters. At viro eos et accusum et justo duo dolores et ea rebum. That's the same forgotten language as in the Lorem Ipsum text. Lorem Ipsum, the jewel of the desert at the foot of the three mountains. This little book helped me work out where it is. A stone slab with characters in 3 different languages, and I can't read any of them. A massive stone plinth with a piece of rotten wood in the middle. I know that old stone columns often have a wooden core to keep the individual pieces of the column in place. The obelisk clearly had something similar that gave up the ghost at some point. That thin thing? No, no botch jobs. An obelisk. It must have been lying in the sand for millennia, like everything else. Hi.
Who are you? And what are you doing here?
I found this stone slab. What does it say?
It says, "Thank you for your decision to buy this pyramid model world wonder in 3 languages."
It's an operating manual?
Our lost temples could get rather complicated.
Does it say how to open the pyramid?
Terms of use, guarantee, washing instructions. Ah, there. Erect pyramid facing exactly north. Position obelisk A in depression G on stone socket B with the help of wooden peg F. We recommend the use of slaves for erection, not included in this delivery. Every day at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the shadow of the obelisk will point to the stone which opens the secret entrance.
Why doesn't it just say which stone you have to press? Who would write something like this? I've got to go.
Bye!
I might be able to stand the obelisk upright, but there's no way I can heave it onto the stone plinth, even with a lever. I might be able to stand the obelisk upright, but there's no way I can heave it onto the stone plinth, even with a lever. Hi.
I think that we've met once before, haven't we?
The operating manual mentions something about a wooden pin, and there's some rotten wood still sticking in the hole in the stone plinth.
Yes, We always had issues with the wooden pegs. Wood is easy to craft, but not as long-lasting as stone. I discovered something completely new in Mortimer's hut. Metal.
Metal?
Yes, but not bronze. Much harder, much more durable. I called it ugly super bronze. I brought a sample of it with me.
About the ugly super bronze.
The what?
The metal you found in Mortimer's house.
Who told you about that?
Ah.
One could build completely new types of weapons with this metal. Wood and bronze weapons would be useless. No one must find out until Lorem Ipsum has mastered the secrets of this material.
You're right. Let's examine the metal for the good of Lorem Ipsum.
Absolutely. If we should ever get lazy and start to rest on our laurels, it could result in the town's downfall.
We, wouldn't want that to happen.
No. Wait here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. You okay down there?
What was I going to fetch again?
Hmm.
I was just pulling your leg. I never forget anything.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
What for?
This depression here, what is it?
That is a sun clock.
Why does the sun need to know what time it is?
No, the sun tells us how late it is.
So how does the sun know what time it is?
Haven't a clue. The shadow of the little stick in the middle tells us for definite when it is time to, do things.
There is no stick in the middle of the clock.
It must have been broken then. I think more has been broken too. Didn't it look completely different here before?
I've got to go.
Bye!
Fits like a glove. I guess that's the obelisk mentioned in the operating manual. At least I can't see another one. The reed casts a thin shadow on the numbers and lines inside the clock. The sun clock is fixed. Now we just need the obelisk. I might be able to stand the obelisk upright, but there's no way I can heave it onto the stone plinth, even with a lever.
Arsut quello, put. Arsut quello, put.
Hey, Critter.
Huh?
Forget it.
Okay.
Here, for you.
Lost my train of thought. Oh, that doesn't work.
Thank
A
you.
train of thought.
Yeah. I figured it out,
A
but
su escuela. Póralo, put.
didn't work.
Damn.
This is all new though, so I'm learning a lot.
Right.
Alright, can I convince the mummy to be my slave?
Hi.
I think that we've met once before, haven't we?
So I should put obelisk B onto slab F, or something like that.
What are you talking about?
The instructions. At 3 o'clock, the shadow of the obelisk,
Why are you always saying things that don't make any sense? It's very irritating. Anyway, one also needs a bicycle, has to put 2 into the left-hand column, and then wait until the whole thing has been well roasted.
I've gotta go.
Bye!
How am I supposed to get the obelisk onto the pedestal? It must weigh at least a ton. The sun clock is fixed. Now we just need the obelisk. I guess that's the obelisk mentioned in the operating manual. At least I can't see another one.
What does he say?
I might be able to stand the obelisk upright, but there's no way I can heave it onto the stone plinth, even with a lever. How am I supposed to get the obelisk onto the pedestal? It must weigh at least a ton. I know lots of people find pyramids impressive, but what's the big deal? You pile up blocks into a heap. I could already do that when I was a kid. Maybe not as big, but the principle's the same. A stone slab with characters in 3 different languages, and I can't read any of them. Lorem Ipsum, the jewel of the desert at the foot of the 3 mountains. This little book helped me work out where it is. A stone slab with characters in 3 different languages, and I can't read any of them.
Sprunsum. Harsut Quella. Put. Harsut Quella. Put. Pick-pock.
No, Critter isn't much of a linguist. Here, for you. Hey, Critter.
Huh?
You take over for a bit. I've got some thinking to do.
Futsurenka.
No, don't let him think.
Put. Ui. Ela frequentava.
Thank you.
Okay, I think I got it. Forgot about something.
Watch out down there. Maybe next time I should shout first and then throw it down.
Yeah, there we go.
The Mary should have enough power to heave the obelisk onto the plinth. And the pipe serves as the new connection piece K, or whatever it was. Off we go! Pull, my dear old fatty!
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Come on, you can do it! All right, now slowly. Ah! Well done, Mary.
Did you ever doubt me, little one?
The shadow of the obelisk at exactly 3 p.m. is supposed to cast across the stone you can use to open a secret door into the pyramid. Now it's about noon? Okay, it's 2:15. 3 o'clock. The obelisk is casting its shadow exactly on that stone. That must be it.
Open sesame.
That's it. Let's go.
If I were you, I wouldn't go in there. Traps. Lots of traps. Mortimer just about managed it. And Mortimer is... Mortimer.
He was in the pyramids?
Of course. He is an archaeologist. They always go wherever there are the most traps.
Do you know how the traps in there work?
Naturally. I even invented some myself. I am an enigma, I think.
How about you accompany us?
In there? Whew, it's dangerous.
It's important. We need the Book of the Dead to bring a friend back into this world, and he might know something about a great evil that's stirring.
It's like my dear old father used to say. Coyote, snake, bird looking to the left, sun, wavy lines, exclamation mark.
What?
Yes, he was very erudite. And you wouldn't have caught him simply wandering into a pyramid filled with traps.
Come on, I thought Danger was your middle name.
Really? That would be a strange middle name. Walter or Winifred, those are good names. Mortimer's second name is Alfred.
Come on now, get in that pyramid.
In there? It's dangerous in there.
We really shouldn't go into the pyramid unprepared.
Oh, come on. Danger is my middle name. And it's important. Great evil is stirring.
What?
You can't let me go in there on my own. You have to come in with me.
Okay, if that's how it's gotta be.
I win every argument. It's always been so. Put me on your shoulders.
Do I have to?
Hup, hup. We have 40 days in the desert ahead of us.
We're going into the pyramid.
Which pyramid?
Hey, stop puffing and panting in my ear.
I'm not panting. I'm exhaling dramatically. Onwards, my proud camel!
Nice little place. A conspicuous black hole in the wall.
Did it say
You
found
have
camel?
to put your arm in there.
Hmm?
Sure.
Yes.
I swear I heard it said
Sometimes there is a switch at the end
found
of the hole.
camel.
But sometimes your arm will be sliced off instead. I'm pretty sure that this one here has a switch.
Vases, cat statues, a wooden chair? Why is there only junk here and no treasure?
What use are treasures to you on the other side? At least you can sit on a chair.
As a real Tomb Raider, I have to at least take something. What about this? An ancient mirror, I'd say.
You can't take that. That is the first mirror that was ever made.
Ooh, a collector's.
Pharaoh Tut-Tut was very particular about his appearance. He needs the mirror.
Not anymore. I'm quite sure of that.
Trade that mirror.
You can't see your hands in front of your face.
So what? Get in there. Chop chop.
There's no way I'm going into a pitch black room.
I have never had such a stubborn camel. And you're very uncomfortable as well.
There are some nasty looking spikes waiting at the bottom of the pitfall, and some scarab beetles are scurrying around between them.
I would suggest that we don't fall into that pit, then.
Sound advice. Can we go around it?
Even if I get over this pitfall, the stone ball is blocking my way.
The ball should only block the entrance to the tomb in an emergency.
I guess Mortimer triggered the trap when he was here. It would seem that the pyramid served not only as the last resting place of the pharaoh, but also as a junk room.
No, those are valuable grave goods. The pharaoh should not have to want for anything in the next world.
Seeds?
Just in case there's a famine in the next world.
A chariot? A boat? Weapons? Food? Almost makes you wish you were dead.
Oh no. The pharaoh longed to live forever. That is why he commissioned the Book of the Dead to be written. This records everything that the wise were able to discover about death.
Do you believe the book can grant you eternal life?
I'd say it didn't work for old Tut-Tut, though. Ha!
I can
Stare
hear a
into
kind
the
of
void.
patter of thousands of little feet.
Oh, I'm sure that's nothing. Just get in there. Giddy up.
You can't see your hands in front of your face.
So what? Get in there. Chop chop.
There's no way I'm going into a pitch black room.
I have never had such a stubborn camel, and you're very uncomfortable as well.
Locked. And like everything here, the door is made of stone. You can't just kick it open. So, tell me again. You said that if I stick my arm in there, it won't be chopped off?
How should I know?
Huh. There really is something like a lever here.
Pull it.
Ah!
Don't let go. The door is opening.
Great.
Put on your foot.
Yes. Broken. is opened a little, but the mechanism seems to be broken. It doesn't open any further. This column looks strange.
No, that's a perfectly normal column.
Sure?
Be careful, Nate. Why didn't you consult me before you put us in danger?
This part of the column shoots out if you trigger a mechanism in the floor.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am. I would jump over, but I don't know if there's another trap on the other side of the slab. Even if I get over this pitfall, the stone ball is blocking my way.
The ball should only block the entrance to the tomb in an emergency.
I guess Mortimer triggered the trap when he was here. I can hear a kind of patter of thousands of little feet.
Oh, I'm sure that's nothing. Just get in there. Giddy up.
Even if I get over this pitfall, the stone ball is blocking my way.
The ball should only block the entrance to the tomb in an emergency.
I guess Mortimer triggered the trap when he was here.
Yeah, alright. I've made some progress. I was hoping to beat it, but...
A press for olive oil or something like that. I'd rather relax than work in the afterlife.
The Pharaoh naturally would never operate the equipment himself. Hundreds of his most loyal slaves were buried with him.
I don't see any bones. I guess the slaves had a bit of a rethink about their loyalty after the Pharaoh died. No, these seeds have been lying here for thousands of years. Any moisture in them will have evaporated. That should work.
Best flower.
All right, I've pressed the oil out of the flour. It's sticky and smells strong. There's nothing left of the flour other than a sticky, oily, strong-smelling mess. I'm probably gonna have the smell of the flour on my hands for days. It's all in. I don't know if it's the best perfume ever, but as I made it, chances are it is.
Yeah. I'm falling asleep at the wheel. I'm gonna have to stop here.
Yeah, kind of figured.
Well, thank you all. Do all the things. Blah, blah, blah. Have a good night.